After decades in stasis, the intercellular kinoplasm known as IC has reached its kinetic state. Barricade your doors and your windows. Stop up your sinks and your drains. Again, do not go outside.
Our kids can still go to prom tomorrow, right?
Yeah, you should definitely cancel prom.
False flag!
Okay, listen, guys, welcome back. That was a clip from the brand new film, It.
I wanted to see more. We cut at the wrong time.
I know. Okay, listen, this combines comedy, it combines horror, and a star-studded cast.
Yeah, it is set to premiere nationwide on July 27th. A special screening, though, is happening tomorrow night right here in Houston. Ahead of that screening, the film's director, Joseph Kahn, and one of the film stars, Brandon Routh, they are joining us with more on the project. Guys, it is such an honor having you both in studio. This film looks like it was so much fun to create. Brandon, a lot of people know you from Superman. This role was a little bit different than your role of Superman.
Yeah, he's the anti-hero, Hank, in the town of Eastbrook, living kind of a normal-ish life. And currently a science teacher, and he had hoped to be the next Tom Brady or Brett Favre, but he got injured and becomes a science teacher. And this is the story of him and the town of Eastbrook as they confront the ick, the growing ick.
The ick.
Well, Joseph, you are no stranger to telling a good story. You do it in so many music videos that we grew up with. I mean, you are someone who's so creative. What inspired ick?
It was kind of on a weird level based on my life in Houston, because I grew up here. And,
oh, wow.
And so, when you're kind of like a kid in the suburbs, you just kind of imagine like something exciting happened to the suburbs sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
So this entire idea that you have this primal, man versus creature thing happening in the middle of your house. I just wanted to make a movie about that, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
And Joseph, you were telling us during the break, it was very important for you that this film had a PG-13 rating. Even though it's described as comedy horror, it's not bloody, it's not super scary. Why was that so important to you?
Because I think that right now, the way that horror films are, they're made for such an extreme audience. It's like they're just so violent and so scary and so scarring. I don't think it's a pleasurable experience for a lot of the audience. And I grew up on like King Kong and Godzilla and Dracula and the Blob, and these movies were scary, but they weren't scarring.
Right.
And there are things that kids could watch. Like, who's making creature features for kids right now?
That's a really good question. This is something that you can watch with your family or your friends and not leave traumatized. Can we talk a little bit about how it was filmed here in Texas? Because us Texans, we love hearing about things that involve us.
Well, yeah, it's Splendora, Conroe, and Brenham. I shot in 3 different places and lots of local places, and all combined to make this sort of fictional Hollywood town of Eastbrook. But I got to use Houston as a backlot, which was great.
Mm-hmm. Which you're familiar with. Perfect.
Yeah.
Brandon, I was reading a fun fact about you. You went to high school with Jason Momoa?
Yes.
Okay, that's a true story.
Yes, yeah.
Superman and Aquaman, just...
We're from the same small town in Norwalk, Iowa. It's getting bigger now, but it was about 6,500 people when we were there. And he's only 2 months older than I am, but he was in the grade above me. But we played soccer in, parks and rec, and then also in high school.
You're kidding.
So yeah. So I know Jason for a long time.
Hold on. So back then, did you have, any sort of inkling that you would both become these big screen stars?
He wasn't an actor. No, he went off. We weren't friends, but we were teammates, all that stuff, right? And he went to Hawaii, I guess, kind of after high school at some point. I went to school, but then I went to LA, and he started modeling and doing stuff in Hawaii, and I was in LA. I didn't know he'd done anything until he showed up on Baywatch.
And then you became Superman, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, that is Brandon from Iowa on the big screen. Talk about a life-changing moment, but you've consistently worked for the past 2 decades, really, and you do a lot of voice acting as well.
I have done quite a bit in some video games, and most recently, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World animated series. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Really cool.
You guys are both so impressive. I mean, you with all the credits combined, teaming up together, and now you're going to be watching this movie, the special screening here in town. What should people know about this? What is so exclusive about this, besides the fact that they get to chat with you guys like we are now?
Well, I mean, it's a great opportunity for, one, the cast and crew that worked so hard on it over an entire hot summer in Houston, you know? And by the way, it was really funny because as Houstonians, we know how to deal with the heat, but I think some of the Hollywood people are like, what is going on? But we managed to make, I think, a really spectacular movie, you know, using all local resources.
I just have a logistics question about the summer heat and shooting a film here in Houston, because when I moved here 9 years ago, it was July 5th. I will never forget this day. I stepped off the plane. I thought I was being punked because it felt like a steam room with cameras, with makeup, with special effects, with all the gear. How is this possible to work and shoot a film in this climate? And what was that like for you, Brandon?
Oh, man. I mean, everybody we worked so hard on this movie to make it happen. With long days, hot, back to back. One of our first big nights was the third day of shooting, night shoot. We went from like 6 p.m. to sun came up 6 a.m.
Wow.
And I'm wrestling with all this gear on my body in a car, jumping on and off of cars. I'm trying to get this character, this character Ted, fighting the ick, and it was still like 100 degrees and 100% humidity. Yeah. And I was like, I reached the wall at like 11 at midnight. I was like, I got 6 more hours of this. And that was the moment that I was like, I'm going to make it through this movie or I'm not. And I did. I was like, I'm making the choice, and I'm locked in. I'm like, here we go, Joseph.
We're so glad.
Joseph's on the ground in his knee pads and is sweating through his shirt, getting the shot.
Oh, I mean, how did we get through it? I bought a lot of air conditioners.
There you go. And,
as we do here.
Yes.
And Joseph also called in all his favors, right? Your musical favors for the soundtrack. Can you talk about that real quick? We're tight on time, but the soundtrack is dope.
I mean, I think I basically put together the ultimate soundtrack, and not kidding. Like, if this was done through a normal channel, it would have been like $10 million. But like, got Creed, Blink-182, All American Rejects, Paramore,
Janet Jackson, Katy Perry.
Not them, but it's all it's more on the rock tip. But like every 2000s band in that you can possibly imagine is in this movie, with their songs.
Love it.
Joseph
Paramore,
Kahn,
everyone.
Brandon Routh. Thanks, guys, so much. Thanks for coming to Texas to make a movie. Come back, make a few more.
Thank
How about
you.
that, right? Hey, reminder, the special Houston premiere of Ick is happening tomorrow at the River Oaks Theater. For a link to find tickets, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv. Just keep an eye out for that scene on Houston Life section. 7 p.m. is go time.
All right.